So I actually had the pleasure of visiting the set while you guys were shooting.
Right.
And I spoke to director Scott Cooper, who actually mentioned that you got to spend some time in Braddock when you were filming Dark Knight Rises in Pittsburgh. How did that sort of preparation help you prepare for this role?
It was more just intrigue at that time because in honesty it felt like we weren't going to be able to make the movie, but I was just intrigued, and so I would head out to Braddock and walk around the streets a little bit and get an impression of what Scott had told me and what I'd read all about. But then ultimately when we returned, you know, it's everything. It makes everything. It makes such a difference having the actual town. It means that you can shoot 360, that any which way I look, it is part of the story, it is part of the character, and what that means as an actor is that you really don't feel like you have to try very hard, you don't have to perform, you know. It's one of the interesting things that Scott and I would do. I would say to him, can you not call action, all right? I mean, obviously it has to be, you have to do it sometimes when there's multiple people who need to hear it, whatever. I say, well, it's just me, a couple of people. You not call action, just sort of just say, all right, cameras are going, and we'll get into it, because I said, you know, we're sort of in it all the time anyway, and you call action, it feels like you've got to do something. And that's not what life's about, you know, you just sort of keep going with what you're doing, and it makes such a difference to the performance.
Yeah, oh, that's great. Well, I also got to speak to Sam Shepard while we were on set.
He's
and
good company.
He really
Sam.
likes the way you work. He said you have a very simple approach that he enjoyed. What do you like about working with him?
Same back at him. Very, very, very simple approach, no bullshit to him. You know, the guy's a phenomenal force himself, an artist, a writer, wonderful actor, and really great company. You know, he just made it real easy to feel like we were a couple of genuine partners who'd known each other for years.
Tell me about working with Scott Cooper, and what is it about his approach, his style that you enjoyed working with, and what are you looking for from a director when you're on set?
Well, I like always, you know, the fact that every director is so different. I enjoy that, you know, I'm not looking for consistency. But, you know, certainly with Scott, you know, he acted himself, and he's able to create an environment now which he would have enjoyed to work in himself. And he's also someone who really sticks to his guns, you know, because he called me, excuse me, he called me initially about this project, and he said, I only want to make it with you, Christian. And I thought, that's really nice. But I've heard that a lot from people. And, you know, if I'm unable to do it, he'll call somebody else up and he'll say, you know what, I can only make it with you. And then, you know, there'll be a lot of people who somebody can only make it with. And then when I called him back, when I realised a bit of time had freed up for myself, called him back, assuming that he'd moved on, and he said, no, mate, I told you. I'll make it with you or nobody else. I went, man, all right, that guy. And, you know, he needed to. He's got a family. He's got bills to pay and everything like that. He really should have been, you know, casting somebody else.
He said he would not make the film if you weren't available. So
right.
I think he's for real.
Yeah. No, he is for real. That's the great thing with Scott. He really is.
Yeah, awesome. Christian, you're great in the movie.
Thanks
so nice
very much,
meeting
mate.
you.